My son.
Isn't he talking? Where's the TV thing? Where's the thing to switch off the TV?
Yeah.
No, the other one.
Me. And how do I announce my?
Good evening, everybody. Hi, this is Jeff. There seems to be there's a load shedding in progress at the moment. Maybe this call.
I have unmuted.
Yeah, we all have.
Rabbi, we can't hear you.
He's not on at the moment, guys. He's just there's just some. We have a load shedding problem. It should be over in a minute. I think they're organizing himself at the moment. Just hang on a few moments.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'm in. Now you can hear
There
me.
you go.
Now
There
you
you
can.
go.
Don't know what's happened. Sorry, guys. Okay, I can hear you now. Hello, Jeffrey. Hello, Hilton. Hello, Frank.
Good
Brian
evening.
and Linda. George with us. Stephen with us. Ivor and Anthony with us. Okay, good. So we can start the show. Hello. Okay, we're going to start the show. בעזרת השם נעשה ונצליח, והשם עלינו ברחמיו ירוויח. We're going to read this coming Shabbos, Parashat Vayetze. But first, I would like to dedicate the show in the soul of Esther Kaden Bat Ketzia, Mordechai Ben Rahma, Narav Avraham Ben Chaim Eliezer Yaakov, Tamar Bat Zeava, Yaakov Salomon Ben Farha, Dvorah Ruth Bat Beila, Shosha Blima Bat Mordechai, Bezalel, Malka Regina Bat Joya, Veketi Gurgia Bat Malka. Okay, and then Leilui now in health of מנשה נג'י בן פרחה, ליאורה בת מרים, הרב משה בן בהיה בתיה, הרב משה בן דבורה, הרב שלמה יהודה בן דליה, והרב אברהם בן מרינה, דבורה בת אסתר, שינה קהילה בת חנה, חיים נחום בן פסע רזה הכהן, אהובה קדן בת טלי אסתר, ברוך בן שרה חיינה, who else we have here? חיה ציפורה בת רחל, יהודה הלל בן שולמית לאה, יאלה עדן בת רבקה, טובה ליבה בת רחל, שרה בת פנינה, לאה בת רחל, יהושע חיים בן חיה לאה. Please God, רפואה שלמה to them ולכל חולי ופצועי עמו בית ישראל בכל מקום שהם. Jeffrey, don't forget to unmute your phone. I think that everyone is muted. Just unmute your phone, please, Jeffrey. Okay. Jeffrey, יישר כוח. Jeffrey, we're going to start.
Right.
ויצא יעקב מבאר שבה, וילך חרנה.
Jacob departed from Beersheba and went toward Haran.
Okay, very simple question, but we have to understand these two questions. Hallelujah. ערב טוב. It says, ויצא יעקב. ויצא, it should say, וירד יעקב. We know that when a person leaves Eretz Israel, it's called ירידה. When a person goes to settle in Eretz Israel, it's called עושה עלייה. So why does it say ויצא? Why doesn't say וירד יעקב מבאר שבע וילך חרנה? Question number 2 in this verse, why does it say Harana? Why doesn't it say Haran? We know that Yaakov Avinu gone to Haran. Rabotai, where is Haran? Haran is in the border of Syria. Okay? Little bit north from Syria, that's where is Haran. So we have two questions here. Why it say Vayetze Yaakov, and it doesn't say Vayered Yaakov? Because the person that leave Eretz Israel and emigrate from Eretz Israel, it's called Vayered. That's what we don't understand. Question number 1. Question number 2 that we have to ask ourselves, why does it say Harana and not Haran? Two questions. So let's start with the first one. Why does it say Vayetze Yaakov? Say Rashi HaKadosh. Rashi HaKadosh, Rabbi Shlomo Yitzhaki. He born in the city of Troa. Troa is in the north of France. He born around 983 years ago. And Rashi HaKadosh say, Yetziat Tzadik Osa Roshem. That means that the departure of a Tzadik from Eretz Israel make an impression. What is Rashi HaKadosh trying to tell us? What is Rashi HaKadosh hinting to us? That the departures of a righteous man, a tzaddik, from Eretz Israel make an impression. So I saw a beautiful commentary that brought by the Hatam Sofer. Hatam Sofer is Rabbi Moshe Sofer. He born in the city of Frankfurt in Germany. He born around 259, 260 years ago. And he has said, let me explain to you what it means, Vayetze. Why the Torah say Vayetze? For example, when Avraham Avinu left Eretz Haran, it said Vayelech. It doesn't say Vayetze. Why? Because when Avraham Avinu left, okay, Haran, it didn't make any impression on anyone. But when Yaakov Avinu now leaving Beersheba, that means that he leaving his mother, Rivka, and his father, Yitzhak. Yitzhak and Rivka understand the value and the impression that Yaakov Avinu brought while he was in Beersheba. What does it mean? The righteousness of Yitzhak Avinu gone to Yaakov Avinu. So immediately that's righteousness. That's beautiful kind of sitting amongst Yaakov Avinu and studying Torah together make a lot of impression on Yitzhak Avinu, on Rivka. And that's what Rashi HaKadosh say, that Yetziat Tzaddik, that when a Tzaddik departs from the city, it's making a great impression. The impression that it's make the impression on Yitzhak Avinu and Rivka Imenu. But while Avraham Avinu was in Eretz Haran, when it said Vayelech Lech Lecha, that means Vayelech Avraham, it didn't make any difference, because in Haran everyone was idol worshiper. No one understand the value of Avraham Avinu, and it didn't make impression on him. But here, that there is Yitzhak Avinu, that is a righteous man, a great Talmid, a great tzaddik, Rivka Imenu. When Yaakov Avinu departs from Beersheba, it makes a great impression on him. Now we can understand what Rashi said. I'm going to bring another interpretation of Rabbi Levy Yitzhak Mibardichov. Rabbi Levy Yitzhak Mibardichov, born around 282 years ago in Ukraine. He wrote a book that's called Kedushat Levy. Okay, and he explained like this, and he asked this question: how can it be that when a person leaves Eretz Israel, it should say, instead of saying Vayetze, it should say Vayered? Say Rabbi Levi Yitzhak Mibardichov, and he answered this question. Listen what he said. Rabbi Levi Yitzhak Mibardichov said like this. He said that when Yaakov Avinu left Eretz Israel, the divine of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the land of Eretz Israel, that means Har HaMoriah, okay, moved and shifted out with Yaakov Avinu to the diaspora. That means HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself, the divine of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the land of Eretz Israel, we'll explain it later, that left Eretz Israel. Har HaMoriah ne'ekar mimkomo. That means the Temple Mount left where Bet HaMikdash is supposed to be built, okay, moved with Yaakov Avinu. That means that Yaakov Avinu never make Yerida, because the holiness of Eretz Israel and the divine of HaKadosh Baruch Hu was all the time with Yaakov Avinu. It's come to tell you something very important. That's what it says Vayetze and doesn't say Vayered. Okay? Now we can understand why the verse starts with the word Vayered, Vayetze, not Vayered. That's how Rabbi Levi Yitzhak Mibardichov explained. And then it says Vayelech Harana, and he gone to Haran. But the Torah tells us Harana with the letters Hey. Why? Many of the Mefarshim ask, why is it so important that the Torah add up the letters Hey and didn't leave it Haran? So that question, by the way, been asked by many of the Mefarshim. I saw that it's been asked by Rabbi Maimon ben Atar. Rabbi Maimon ben Atar, born in the city of Maknes in Morocco. He born around 155, 156 years ago. Plus minus, okay? Don't hold me into it. And he asked, why is it Sheharana? And Rabbi Maimon ben Atar explained it. And he explained like this. And he said, I'll explain to you why. And he actually bring in the interpretation of Yonatan ben Oziel. And what does it say there? He explained that if you take the letters Hey of Harana, the gematria of it is 5. He say Yonatan ben Oziel explained something extraordinary. Yonatan ben Oziel explained that 5 miracles happened to Yaakov Avinu when he left Beersheba. When Yaakov Avinu departs from Beersheba, 5 miracles happened to him. And that's what the verse say Harana. That's why the Torah come to tell us and hinting to us that 5 miracles happened to Yaakov Avinu when he departed. What was the miracle? The first miracle happened that when Yaakov Avinu left Beersheba, when he departed, immediately the day got shortened and the sun set earlier. That means the sun set much earlier than usually. Although that it was in winter, the sun set earlier. That's miracle number one. Miracle number two, Hazal explained that when Yaakov Avinu arrived, he wanted to sleep because it was dark. He collected stone. Those 4 stones that he collected and he put around him, in the morning he found them as 1 stone underneath his head. That was miracle number 2. Miracle number 3, that when Yaakov Avinu arrived into the well, okay, he sat by the well. Usually, by the way, the well, it's not in Haran. It was outside Haran. We'll explain. He arrived at the well and he saw a big rock there. Usually you need many shepherds, okay, to pick it up because the stone was very heavy. The miracle happened that Yaakov Avinu by himself picked up that stone and the water started gushing out. Okay, that's mean that Yaakov Avinu by himself picked up the stone. That's miracle number 3. Miracle number 4, we say that now that he picked up the stone, the water starts coming up, flowing up. Okay, and people didn't need to draw. That was miracle number 4. Just for general knowledge, Hazal explained that Yaakov Avinu, as long that he was, him and his kids, by the way, he wasn't there for a long time. He was at the house of Lavan for a very short time. That well all the time flew. And the moment that he left his father-in-law, that well, the water gone down. That means that people, when they used to come to that well, didn't need to throw the bucket down to draw water, as long that Yaakov Avinu was there. The 5th miracle that happened, that when Yaakov Avinu left Beersheba, he arrived in Haran. We say Haran is on the north of Syria. He arrived on the same day. Chazal explained, הייתה לו קפיצת הדרך. What it means, קפיצת הדרך? It was a miracle that he arrived in a very short time from Beersheba to Haran. Haran is in Syria. Now, if you work it out, if a person, I'm sure that most of you was in Eretz Israel, to walk from Beersheba to Syria definitely take more than 1 day to walk. And that's what happened with Yaakov Avinu. Now we can understand, say, Rabbi Maimon ben Attar, why the Torah hinting say Harana and doesn't say Haran with the letters Hey, to hint to us that when Yaakov Avinu departs from Beersheba, 5 miracles happened to him. And that's the gematria of the letters Hey in the end of the word of Haran, that it says Harana. That's why they add up the letters Hey. Let's move on to verse 11. And in verse 11, it says like this. ויבקע יעקב במקום, וילן שם, כי בא השמש, ויקח מאבני המקום, וישם מראשותיו, וישכב במקום ההוא. בכבוד, Jeffrey.
He encountered the place and spent the night there because the sun had set. He took from the stones of the place, which he arranged around his head, and lay down in that place.
Okay. There is a question that the Mefarshim asked. If you look at that verse, the word makom mentioned 3 times. I'll just repeat it again. ויפגע במקום, number 1. וילן שם כי בא שם השמש ויקח מאבני המקום, second time. וישם מראשותיו וישכב במקום ההוא. 3 times the word makom been mentioned on 1 verse. all the Mefarshim ask why the word Makom mentioned 3 times. You don't understand. I'm going to, Be'ezrat Hashem, going to bring 2 opinions, and then I'm going to bring another opinion to make it even stronger to explain. So the first opinion that I'm going to bring is Baal HaTurim, Rabbi Yaakov Baal HaTurim. Rabbi Yaakov Baal HaTurim, born in the city of Kellen in Germany. He born around 750, work it out, 53 or 54, yeah. 753, 754, okay, he born. And he explained, you know why the word Makom mentioned 3 times? Because the word Makom actually referring to the place that Yaakov Avinu slept. Where did Yaakov Avinu sleep? In Har HaMoriah. What does Har HaMoriah mean? He saw that here the hinting to Yaakov Avinu that that's going to be Bet HaMikdash going to be built. And your children, Yaakov Avinu, will have to come 3 times a year to show their face to the Almighty. That means that we have 3 festivals that we obligated to come to Bet HaMikdash, and that's in Pesach, נכון? בחג המצות, בחג השבועות, ובחג הסוכות. That means that 3 times, here the hinting to Yaakov Avinu that his children will come to Har HaMoriah. נכון that you're sleeping now in Har HaMoriah, but will come a day when Bet HaMikdash going to be built, your children going to come up 3 times a year. Be'ezrat Hashem, that we should see it speedily in our day, the building of Bet HaMikdash, that we can also go 3 times a year to Bet HaMikdash. That's why it's mentioned 3 times according to Rabbi Yaakov Baal HaTurim. The Zohar HaKadosh explained extraordinary. The Zohar HaKadosh say in page 149, folio 2, the Zohar HaKadosh explained that the word Makom, actually, it's a nickname to HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Yeah.
That means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere. And that's what he said. Vayifga b'makom, vayalen sham, okay, vayikach me'avnei ha'makom. Okay, and then it says vayishkav b'makom. What it means makom? That's referring to the place of Har HaBayit. That's where HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shekhinah is there. Come Rabbi Ben Zion Mochafi. Rav Ben Zion Mochafi, I saw it in his book Doresh Zion on a Parsha. Rav Ben Zion Mochafi, born in Jerusalem, he born around 78 years ago. He's still alive. And in his book, he explained that when it says Makom referring to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he said, I'll explain to you how. He said there is what we say mitzvot ben adam lahavero. There is certain mitzvot between a man and his fellow friend, but there is mitzvot ben adam lamakom. There is a mitzvot between a man and his fellow friend. It's come to tell you something very important. Yaakov Avinu mentioned, the Torah mentioned here the name 3 times. Why dafka 3 times? Say Rabbi Ben Zion Mochafi. Rav Ben Zion Mochafi. He said, take the holy name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shem Havaya. Yud, K, Vav, K. Okay? What does it mean? Yud, the gematria of Yud, what is it? 10. Multiplied by 10, you'll get 100. Okay? Then we have K. K, the gematria of K is 5. Is 8. Multiplied 5 by 5, what will you get? 25. Remember, 100 plus 25, 125. Then you take again, what's coming after that? The letters Vav. Vav is 6. 6. Multiply 6 by 6, 36. Plus 135, okay? And then we have again the name, the last letters of the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's Hey, multiplied 5 times 5, another 25. In total, say Arab Ben Zion Muchafi, you get the word, you get the number 126. Take the gematria of the word makom, 186. He said that the word makom, referring to the Almighty. How? Because the gematria of the word makom is 186. Take the gematria of the holy name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shem Havaya, multiply each letters with the same number, that means Yud is 10, the gematria of the letters Yud is 10, multiplied by 10. Then K, that is 5, multiplied by 5. Then you have Vav, that is 6, multiplied 6 by 6, 36. And then you get, in the end, again, the Shem Havaya, Yud K, Vav K, the K in the end, that's 5, 5 by 5, 25. Add them all up, 186. Come to tell you something very interesting. It's come to teach you that number one, whenever it's say hamakom, vayalen bamakom, okay, vayikach me'avnei hamakom, and then it say vayishkav bamakom, the word makom referring to who? To HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And the gematria of the word makom, it's the same gematria of HaKadosh Baruch Hu if you multiply Shem Yud Kei Vav Kei. So now we understand why it's mentioned 3 times. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu is everywhere. Okay? Let's move on to verse 12. And here the Torah tells us about the dream of Yaakov. And look what it says. Vayahalom, v'hine sulam, mutzav arza, v'rosho megia shamayma. V'hine malache Elohim olim v'yordim bo.
And he dreamt, and behold, a ladder was set earthward, and its top reached heavenward. And behold, angels of God were ascending and descending on it.
What's happening here? What is the secret of the word sulam, Rabotai? The secret of the word sulam. That's what we're going to speak about it today. I saw that the Zohar HaKadosh bring in page 149 folio 2. Also the, 149 folio 1, not folio 2, folio 1. Said the Zohar HaKadosh, take the word sulam. The word sulam is gematria of the word Sinai. The same, like Sinai. He say here, HaKadosh Baruch Hu revealed to Yaakov Avinu that the step ladder that we're talking about, that Yaakov Avinu dreamed, it's come to tell you that in the future, the children of Yaakov Avinu, that's Bnei Israel, will receive the Holy Torah where? In Mount Sinai. But not only that. Said the Zohar HaKadosh. Continue and look at the verse. It said, Mutzav arza v'megia hashamayim. He said that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will give the Torah to the children of Israel where? Here on earth. But the Torah, it's so holy. The value of it, okay, and the strength of it can reach to the heaven. But listen what it says after that. V'hine malache Elohim olim v'yordim bo. The angel of the Almighty going up and down. It's come to tell you something else. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu here hinting to Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu, your children going to receive the Holy Torah where? In Mount Sinai. Where is it going to be here on earth? But not only that they're going to receive it here on earth, but there is angel and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring the Holy Torah from where? From heaven down to earth. That's what they're hinting to. So Rabotai, there is the Pshat, there is the Remes, this is the hint. Be'ezrat Hashem on Shabbat will do also the secret. Pshat, Remes, Drash, Sod. You know what? Let's do the Sod now. let's do together the sword. It's not fair because not all of you are going to be on Shabbat. On Shabbat, I bring a different sword. I bring Be'ezrat Hashem a different sword. Let's look at verse 13. That will help us to understand the sword. 13. Yes, here exactly. והנה אדוני ניצב עליו, ויאמר, אני אדוני אלוהי אברהם אביך, ואלוהי יצחק, הארץ אשר אתה שוכב עליה, לך אתננה ולזרעך.
And behold, Hashem was standing over him, and he said, I am Hashem, God of Abraham your father, and God of Isaac. The ground upon which you are lying, to you will I give it, and to your descendants.
Okay, look what it says here, ניצב עליו. What does it mean, ניצב עליו? The way that our friend Jeffrey read it, standing. נכון, Jeffrey? You said standing by him.
Yes.
רש"י הקדוש say, לשומרו, to guard him. הקדוש ברוך הוא, the Torah tell us, on a pshat of the dvarim, הקדוש ברוך הוא stood by the side of Yaakov Avinu. Rashi הקדוש, come and add up the word to guard him, לשומרו. One word, to guard him. What there is to guard him? On a pshat of the dvarim, you can say Yaakov Avinu slept. You know, after all, he slept. And there is wild animal. You can never tell. Or there is robbers. The Kadosh Baruch Hu stood there to guard him. That you can place it on a pshat of the dvarim. But what is the sod? What is hiding behind that? The sulam, the angel going up and down. Okay, and Kadosh Baruch Hu have to stand and to guard Yaakov Avinu. What's hiding behind? So, Hazal in a Gemara in Masechet Hulin, in Daf Tzadik Aleph Amud Bet, that means 91, folio 2. Yeah, Tzadik Aleph Amud Bet, 91, folio 2. Hazal explains something extraordinary, what's happened there. And listen to the secret. Hazal say like this. Yaakov Avinu was sleeping. In his sleep, he's dreaming that there is a step ladder that reaches from earth to the heaven. Not only that it's reached to the heaven, now the angel of the Almighty going up and down on that step ladder. The pshat of the dvarim, that those angels that came, that when Yaakov Avinu left Eretz Israel, returned back. The angel of the diaspora came down on a step ladder. Okay, that's the pshat of the dvarim. Say Hazal in a Gemara in Masechet Hulin, remember 91 folio 2. Say it's not so simple. He said what the Torah tried to tell you here, there is a secret behind it. It said Malache Elokim Olim veYordim bo, the angel going up and down. What do you mean up and down? Why does the angel have to go up and down? And look what it says first. It says Olim veYordim. That means that they go up first and then they come again down. It should say first going down and then going up. No, here it say going up and they return and they're coming back. Why? Say Hazal, here's the secret. In heaven, there is the chair of glory of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The chair of glory, we don't understand what is it, but just for us to understand, it's been built like a normal chair with 4 legs. Okay, it's more spiritual, but I'm making it more for us just to understand. Every leg, on every leg of the chair, it's engraved 3 different animals and 1 face of a human being. There is a face of a lion, a face of a bull, a face of an eagle, and a face of a human being. The angel in heaven came down to earth with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They see that there is a human being lying on the ground sleeping. They look at his face, they go up to heaven. They saw the same face and a chair of glory. It's the same face of Yaakov Avinu. They got cross. They came down, they wanted to harm Yaakov Avinu. How can it be that a human being, his face can be engraved on a chair of glory? They come down again. They wanted to harm him. The first gone up because they saw the face, and then they came down again. Why? Because they wanted to harm Yaakov Avinu. They say that human being face is engraved in a chair of glory. Can't be. He's a human being. They wanted to harm him. והקדוש ברוך הוא ניצב עליו. That means, והנה Adonai ניצב עליו. The name of the Almighty Adonai, it's Yud-Kei Vav-Kei, Shem Rahamim. It's Midat Rahamim. That means the character trait of mercy. HaKadosh Baruch Hu protected Yaakov Avinu from who? From the angel that wanted to harm him. And now we can understand the secret of the Sulam. Now we can understand why HaKadosh Baruch Hu stood by him. Rashi said, Shomro, to guard him. I've explained a million times. Rashi speaking codes. To understand Rashi, when you start to understand Rashi, you understand that Rashi, his interpretation of the Torah is more than Pshat. It's more Drash, Remez, Sod, everything there is on it. All the Pardes. So you learn from here, say Hazal in the Gemara Masechet Chulin, page 91, folio 2, that those angels that came, first of all, came down with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then they go up immediately. Ooh, we saw this face, and we remember that face. Let's go up and look if that's the same face that we see, that engraved in a chair of glory. When they saw that, they came down back, they wanted to harm him. HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't allow it. Didn't allow the angel to harm Yaakov Avinu. So what do you learn from here? That Yaakov Avinu, Bahir Sheba'avot, the chosen among the forefathers. Why? Because his face engraved on a chair of glory in heaven. And that's what the angel was jealous of Yaakov Avinu. How can it be human being can be here on earth? Now, to make the question a bit more difficult, you say, but they see all the time lion, they see a bull, they see an eagle. Yes, they see that. But now this is my interpretation, you don't have to accept it. What does it mean? In heaven, there is the angel that's in charge about those animals. But what it's come to tell you that here on earth, we're human beings. Yaakov Avinu born to Yitzhak and Rivka, normal human being, not angel. That's why the angel was jealous. How can it be that among us in heaven there is angels, will come a human being? The seven, now you understand the secret behind it. Okay, let's move on. I would love to do one verse of the Zerah Shimshon. And I would jump now to verse 20. Let's jump to verse 20. Verse 20. Yes, here. Look what it says. It says here something very interesting. Vaidar Yaakov neder לאמור, אם יהיה אלוהים עמדי ושמרני בדרך, הזה אשר אנוכי הולך, ונתן לי לחם לאכול, ובגד ללבוש.
Then Jacob took a vow, saying, if God will be with me, will guard me on the way that I'm going, will give me bread to eat and clothes to wear.
Okay. On the pshat of the dvarim, Yaakov Avinu took a vow. What is the vow? That if HaKadosh Baruch Hu will guard him and protect him and give him bread to eat and clothes to wear. Whatever he'll have, he'll give a maaser from that. That's what the next verse says. So on the pshat of the dvarim, we can explain that Yaakov Avinu here taking an oath that he will give maaser from whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu going to provide them. Beseder. That's on pshat of the dvarim. But we have to understand what's happening here. He explained like this. It said that here HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually hinting to Yaakov Avinu what a person have to prepare when he come to heaven after 120. What does it mean? Listen to that. He said like this. He said that we know that Hazal telling us that the main reason that we here on earth is to do a lot of mitzvot, that after 120, when we go up to heaven, those mitzvot that we'll do, those gonna be the clothes to our body. Okay? That's Hazal. Come the Zera Shimshon, and he explained like this. He said like this. He said what they hinting here, what the Torah hinting, something extraordinary. The Torah hinting that Yaakov Avinu understand now that if he, after 120, gonna come to heaven, he have to prepare a lot of clothes for the neshama. What it mean? Lechem leechol ubeged lilbosh. That means that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu gonna provide him here to do mitzvot, that's lechem, that the neshama gonna eat when? After 120 in heaven, and that's gonna be the clothes that the neshama, the mitzvot that a person do in this world, and the kindness and the gemilut chesed that a person do in this world, all of those mitzvot stand up in heaven, and that's like a cover, like a clothes for the neshama. Say Hazal, from here you learn, said the Zera Shimshon, that here Yaakov Avinu asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please help me that I can do mitzvot in this world. The mitzvot that you're gonna allow me to do mitzvot, that's the lechem, that's the bread that the neshama need. And the beged is the clothes that those mitzvot you can do, and they gonna wrap the neshama in heaven. But mitzvot you can do only here on earth. In heaven there is no more mitzvot. That's why, said the Zera Shimshon, what the HaKadosh Baruch Hu actually hinting, and Yaakov Avinu asking from HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he would have food, that the neshama need food. What is the food? Is the bread that we need to live on a pshat of the dvarim. But what is that bread? That mitzvot. Those mitzvot that I'll do here, they will be the clothes for the neshama in heaven after 120. He say, lechem leechol. I need to eat. On a pshat of the dvarim is a physical thing. A person need to eat to survive. But he said, no, it's something here. That's the mitzvot. And the beged is the clothes for the neshama. That I can sit after 120 with a lot of mitzvot. That my clothes for the neshama are going to be a beautiful clothes that I can sit next to tzaddikim. Okay? That's the Zera Shimshon that doing with us the remez. But now we have to understand what's hiding. Come the Zohar HaKadosh. The Zohar HaKadosh on our Parsha, in page 150, folio 2. And he said, wait a minute. Let's speak pshat of the dvarim. And then we'll explain the sword. Yaakov Avinu took here a vow that he asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu, if you're going to provide me with bread and you're going to allow me to wear clothes, I'm going to give you maaser from it. Whatever you're going to give me, aser asrenu lach. Okay, you're going to give maaser. Come the Zohar HaKadosh and ask a beautiful question. He said, if you're going to go to verse 15, HaKadosh Baruch Hu already promised,
Yes.
Jeffrey, we're going to go to verse 15. HaKadosh Baruch Hu already promised Avraham Avinu. Look what it said, Yaakov Avinu. והנה אנוכי עמך, ושמרתיך בכל אשר תלך, והשיבותיך אל האדמה הזו, כי לא אעזבך, עד אשר אם עשית את אשר דיברתי לך.
Behold, I am with you. I will guard you wherever you go, and I will return you to the soil, for I will not forsake you until I will have done what I have spoken about you, or to you.
So come the Zohar HaKadosh, that's Rabbi Hiya in a Zohar HaKadosh, and ask a question. רגע, אני לא מבין. 1 second. Yaakov Avinu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu already promised you.
Yeah.
So why are you taking a vow? Why? It's like you pretending that you don't believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What's happening here? Say Rabbi Hiya in a Zohar. Rabotai, listen from it. And here comes the sword. Yaakov Avinu, not that he didn't trust HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Has v'shalom. Lo yakum v'lo yeh. Yaakov Avinu had a full faith in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yaakov Avinu didn't have faith on himself. Yaakov Avinu was worried that now that he left the house of his father, and I'm going back to the beginning, the impression that Yaakov Avinu was worried. Now I'm going to where? To Lavan, to my uncle. That uncle, another uncle like this, and we don't need enemies. He was a great witchcrafter. On Shabbos, we're going to explain. How come Esav didn't go on to Lavan to finish the job? You need to kill him. Why didn't go on to Haran? You know that he's in Haran. You send Eliphaz, your son. Say, Yaakov Avinu, I'm going now to the house of Lavan, my uncle. My uncle is a witchcrafter. He's a sorcerer. I don't know if I'm not going to sin. I'm asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I know that you promised me that you're going to guard me, you're going to look after me, you're going to protect me, you're going to provide me, whatever you want to say. But I'm worried maybe I'm going to do sin. And because that sin, everything going to turn around. I'm not going to have any more the protection of the Almighty. Yaakov Avinu was worried that Has v'shalom, his deeds that he's going to do, he might going to do averot. And because he's going to do averot, all what HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised him, now he can't do it. That's why Yaakov Avinu took a vow. So now we understand what it means, Vaidor Yaakov, that Yaakov took a vow, Lechem le'echol, bread to eat, v'beged lilbosh. That no matter what, even if I do sin, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please forgive me and provide me and guard me. Now, when you read the verse and you look in depth what's hiding behind it, you'll see that discussion that there is between Yaakov Avinu to the Almighty. What's hiding behind every discussion? Let's move on to verse 21, because now we're going to finish and explain it. ושבתי בשלום אל בית אבי, והיה אדוני לי לאלוהים.
And I return in peace to my father's house, and Hashem will be a God to me.
What it means, look at the verse. Veshafti beshalom el bet avi. Why dafka beshalom? We know the name of the Almighty is Shalom. That's Gemara Masechet Shabbat, page 10, in a Tosfot, 10 folio 2. And a Tosfot there, as I'll say, that a person not allowed to mention the word Shalom, but mevarotam tunafim, and place that they aren't clean, like toilet, like mikveh, and place like this. Why? The mikveh that we're talking is a bathhouse that they used to have in daytime, not the mikveh that we have today. Not allowed to say a friend to his fellow friend, Shalom. Why? Because it's a holy name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we're learning that it said the word Shalom, it's name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rashi HaKadosh, take the word Shalom, and listen what Rashi HaKadosh said. I'm going to read it to you. Veshafti beshalom, shalem. Shalem minachet. That means that I'm going to return back without a sin. Shalem, like I didn't sin. What is Rashi trying to say? What is Yaakov Avinu saying to the Almighty? So I saw a commentary that brought by the name Rabbi Moshe Shmaya. Rabbi Moshe Shmaya wrote a book, Vayichtov Moshe, and Moshe wrote. I don't know a lot of history about Rabbi Moshe Shmaya. I didn't find. I'm still trying. But he explained like this. The book said like this. He said that here Yaakov Avinu, you know why he took all of this vow? Listen to another hadith. He said that Yaakov Avinu was worried that he's going to do sin, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu not going to protect him. He said that here, now, Yaakov Avinu come ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please, help me that the same like I'm living without a sin, that I will return without doing any sin. That means that Yaakov Avinu asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu to guard him, that he will do mitzvot and not do averot. Shalem bema, Rashi say, we say shalem minachet. That means that Yaakov Avinu asked HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please help me. Please guard me, okay? Please protect me, that the evil inclination not over gonna come. And that's why all the discussion that there is between them, and that's what it said b'shalom. Rashi HaKadosh say, shalem minachet, that you're not gonna make any sin. Now we can understand what's hiding behind what Rashi said, that he hinting to us, shalem minachet. And what was the discussion that Yaakov Avinu pledging to the Almighty, asking from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Let's go to chapter, whoa, the time's running, chapter 29, verse 1. And look here what it says. Vayisa Yaakov raglav, vayelech arza bnei kedem.
So Jacob lifted his feet and went toward the land of the Easterners.
Rabotai, there is here a difficulty.
Yeah.
After Yaakov Avinu been HaKadosh Baruch Hu promising that he will guard him and protect him, Yaakov Avinu lift up his feet and go to Bnei Kedem. But I don't understand. The Torah starts, Vayetze Yaakov, mi Be'er Shava vayelech Harana. He gone to the land of Haran. Here you told me that you gone to Bnei Kedem. There is a contradiction between the beginning of the Parsha to this verse, said the Mefarshim. No, explain to me. That's the question of the Zohar HaKadosh. The Zohar HaKadosh asked that question. How can it be? Vayisa Yaakov vayelech bnei Kedem. The Zohar asks us in our Parsha, in Parashat, in Sefer Bereshit, page Kuf Nun Gimel, 153, folio 1. Wait, you told me the beginning that Yaakov Avinu gone to Haran. Okay, he slept on the way. Where he slept? In Har Moriah. After all the discussion that we explained, come the Midrash Rabbah and say, now that HaKadosh Baruch Hu promised Yaakov Avinu that he will guard them, you're going to Bnei Kedem. Oh, what about Haran? It contradicts one each other. And not only that, look what it says. וירא והנה באר בשדה, והנה שם 3 עדרי צאן, רובצים עליה, כי מן הבאר ההיא ישקו העדרים, והאבן גדולה על פי הבאר. בכבוד.
Verse 2.
Yes, Jeffrey.
Sorry. He looked, and behold, a well in the field. And behold, 3 flocks of sheep. They lay there beside it. For from that well they would water the flocks. And the stone over the mouth of the well was large.
Okay, now we're going to put everything together. How about that? We said that one of the miracles that happened, that when Yaakov Avinu arrived to the Be'er, to the well, was a big stone. You need many shepherds to lift it up. Here the Torah tells us that was 3 groups of shepherds, and they couldn't lift it up until Yaakov came and lifted it up by himself. That was the miracle. But let's go to our question, and that will help us to understand. What does it say? Vayireh v'hineh be'er basadeh. And he looked, and he saw a well and a field. Which field? In Bnei Kedem. Said the Zohar HaKadosh, I'll sort up all the contradiction that you have. There is no contradiction between the beginning of the Parsha to this verse. The beginning of the Parsha, the Torah tell you that Yaakov Avinu gone to Haran. Yes, he gone to Haran, but he didn't enter Haran. On the way to Haran, there is a place that called Bnei Kedem, just outside Haran. Just outside Haran, there is a place that called Bnei Kedem, and that where was the well, like we explained earlier. When Yaakov Avinu left Har Moriah, immediately arrived in Bnei Kedem, where? By the well. We'll explain why Dafka by the well. Why did he go to the well? There's a secret here, okay? Where is that well was? Outside Haran, not inside the place that called Haran. And that's what it said Bnei Kedem. When Yaakov Avinu lift up his legs and immediately ran to Haran after the promise of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he arrived to the well. Why did he go on Dafka to the well? As I'll explain, Yaakov Avinu said, my father found his shidduch where? On a well. I'm going to go to the well. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please God, will help me and will help me to find my shidduch where? The same in the well, the same like he helped my dad, he will help me. That's why he gone to the well. Where is the well? Outside Haran, just outside Haran in Bnei Kedem, just before Haran, in Syria. Where is he sit? On a well. Who find his shidduch also in a well? We say Yitzhak Avinu, Yaakov Avinu, Moshe Rabbeinu also. Where did he find his shidduch? Sipporah, on a well. That when Sipporah came to the well, the Midianite, okay, the Midianim wanted to harm who? Sipporah. Moshe Rabbeinu protect her. And then she ran to her father, Ish Mitzri, Egyptian man, protect me from the shepherd, the Midianite shepherd. So we see that the well is something very important. That's why Yaakov Avinu gone first to the well before he entered to Haran. And that's where he met Rachel Imenu when she came with the flock to water, to give them water. And then we know the rest. But Rabotai, there is a question here. There's a question. How come that Lavan send his daughter, that will help us to understand on Shabbos who was Lavan. Lavan sent his daughter. Why didn't send your son? Lavan, you're sending a daughter as a shepherd? The old man. It's not sniut. You see a woman shepherd. It's unheard of. Why are you sending your daughter, Rachel, to draw water for the flock? Where's your son? Pshat of the Dvarim, Rabotai. Lavan didn't have boys. He had only girls. He didn't have boys. Later on, he did. We'll see in next Parsha, Parashat Vayishlach. The next Parsha, Parashat Vayishlach. So there's a fly here. Parashat Vayishlach, we see what's happening. We'll explain. Okay, we almost finished. You know what? I'm going to skip. I prepare a lot. Let's just do one more, and with that we finish. I'm going to skip right to verse. What did I prepare? 31:19. Jeffrey, 31, chapter 31, verse 19. I prepare much more. I'm sorry, guys, but obviously I was too slow. Okay, 31, verse 19. Let me just get there. 31, 19. Yeah. And look what it said.
There you go.
ולבן הלך לגזוז את צונו, ותגנוב רחל את הטרפים אשר לאביה.
Lavan had gone to shear his sheep, and Rachel stole the teraphim that belonged to her father.
The Torah tells us that Lavan gone to shave the sheep, but Rachel Imenu stole the idols of her father. Rashi HaKadosh says something extraordinary, and that's also Midrash Tanchuma, that the main reason that Rachel Imenu stole the statues, listen to that, Rabotai, that the statue wouldn't reveal that now Yaakov Avinu and his wife and the member of his family, the kids, the grandchildren, gonna leave where? Lavan. And he managed to escape. When Lavan came, he heard about it, he chased them and he reached to them. He caught with them. Come the Mefarshim and say, what? Why did Rachel have to steal the statues, those Avodah Zarah, and she sat on them? We know that Rachel sat on them. What was behind that the Torah tell us that Rachel Imenu, not only that she stole the statue, she sat on them? What is the Hidush here? Rabotai, in ancient days, statues, they used to put a lot of evil forces' name, and people used to worship them, and they used to talk. Those statues used to talk. But Rachel Imenu, listen to that. Chazal say, sat on a statue. By that Rachel Imenu sat on a statue, she embarrassed the statue. Why? Because Rachel Imenu was during her cycle. Once a month, a woman had a cycle. She sat on a statue and she embarrassed the statue. By that she was in a cycle and sat on a statue, said the Mefarshim, listen to that, she embarrassed that Avodah Zarah and they couldn't talk. So now we can understand why Rachel stole it and what Hazal in the Midrash tell us that they wouldn't reveal to Lavan, they couldn't talk to tell Lavan, listen, your son-in-law, your daughters, your grandkids now leaving. Why? Because Rachel Imenu knew who she dealing with. Her father was Lavan. Lavan Ha'arami. Change the word Arami, you get Ramai. Lavan was a great sorcerer, great witchcrafter. Rachel knew who she's dealing with. She said, the only way that I'm going to stop them from revealing to my father, telling my father that we are leaving, I'm going to embarrass them. And not only that, I'm going to sit on them and embarrass them. She was on a cycle. That means that here we see that Rachel Imenu, not a simple person. She was a great tzaddiket. She knew how to deal with Avodah Zarah and how to embarrass. Be'ezrat Hashem, that the merit of Rachel, Hazal say that the Jewish people going to be revealed by Rachel Imenu. Why not Avraham, Yitzhak, Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, Leah, what about them? No, Rachel. Only Rachel. Why? Hazal say Rachel zipped the mouse when the father given her sister to Yaakov. Not only that she didn't reveal to Yaakov, she revealed to her sister the secret that she had between her and Yaakov. Say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you kept quiet. Your son Yosef also kept quiet. Why? He never revealed to his father that they sold him. You gonna be the one that's gonna merit. And all of you heard a lot of story that Rachel Imenu appeared to many of the soldiers in Gaza Strip and tell them, don't go to this house. This house is booby trap. Don't go to the next house, also booby trap. To tell us that Rachel Imenu, Rabotai, I'm telling you that, and I'm full of goosebumps on my hand. Rachel Imenu, she's the one. Ve'Rachel mevaka al banea, Hazal said. Rachel crying to the Almighty about the children. That the redemption is only in the merit of Rachel Imenu. So Be'ezrat Hashem, that Rachel Imenu will stand up in the front of the Almighty, will daven, and will beg. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu will have the mercy and compassion that we redeem the Jewish people from this long exile of 2,000 years. And Be'ezrat Hashem will see speedily in our day Mashiach Tzidkenu, and he will say enough, and die letzarotenu, enough to all our sorrows, and he will deal with our enemy. So Be'ezrat Hashem, Rabotai, I hope that you enjoyed the show. I do hope that that will give you a different way to look at Parashat Shavua, Parashat Vayetze, this coming Shabbos when you're going to read it. I would like to thank each one of you individually for joining the show. And if you have any question, please unmute the microphone and I try to answer the question, Be'ezrat Hashem. Thank you for joining the show. Bechavod, Rabotai.
Rav, kick off.
Ken, bechavod. Yes,
It was very interesting when you mentioned that the word makom was used 3 times.
Yes.
Very interesting 3 times. You mentioned that I think it was the Balaturim. Said it was a place of Hamaria, and there'll be 3 times a year where it refers to Pesach. Could it not be at that same spot where it was that it referred perhaps to Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov? The 3 of them, 2 went together, Abraham and Yitzchak, and Yaakov. The 3 were in that place. Could it not have a reference to that?
Okay. So what Hazal explained, that in the merit of the 3 father, we got the 3 regalim. Regalim is a 3 festival.
Yes.
You follow?
So it connects,
merit
yes.
of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, we got the 3 regalim.
Right.
Understand how it works? Okay.
Yes, it's very connected with what you just said. Okay. There's the next thing I don't find a difficulty, but it doesn't quite sit. You mentioned well, you mentioned the Torah mentions the angels were coming down and then going up. And you explained the fact that they saw Yaakov's face on one of the legs of the Kisei Kovet, and they weren't happy with it, and perhaps and Hashem was there to protect. But that would be in the case. It doesn't say that. It says the angels were going up and then coming down. It wasn't saying going down and coming up.
No.
Now,
נכון.
if the angels are going up, it's showing they're going up with something. They're taking something up because Hashem is receiving it at the top. And he's answering, and they're coming down again. It is a connection.
So it said that, let me explain. The first came down with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They came to God with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu came from heaven. The holy divine of HaKadosh Baruch Hu came down. When they came down, HaKadosh Baruch Hu already saw how the angel looking at him. So what does it say? Olim, they gone up.
Yes.
Gone up where? To heaven.
Yes.
They're going to see the face that they saw on earth the first time. And then they're coming back down. Why did they come back again? Because they wanted to harm him. They came down with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They saw this face. They say, we remember that face, but we're not sure. Let's go up. Olim, they're gone up. When they saw that it's the same face, they decide, now we're going to come down to harm him. HaKadosh Baruch Hu nitzav alav, leshomro, Rashi say. What it means, leshomro? To guard them from who?
The angel.
From the angel. You understand?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Remember that's the Gemara, Masechet Chulin, page 91, folio 2. Tzadik Aleph, Amud Bet. Chulin. Talmud.
Right.
Beseder?
Yes.
You understand? They all came together. They all came together with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They said, well, this face, we remember that face. We know this face. They're going up to heaven. They saw, yes, that's the same face. They came down. Now they wanted to harm him. So the Torah tells us, Olim. But if you come down and you're going up, stay there. No, they return back. Why did they return back? They wanted to take a revenge. They want to harm. Beseder?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Who else? Bechavod. Who else want to ask question? Bechavod.
Rabbi, it's Frank. How are you?
Erev Tov, Frank. How are you?
Baruch Hashem, well. Rabbi, I just want to ask you, following on Jeff's question. I read somewhere, and I can't remember where, that it said the angels went up and then came down. Now, yours was a much more deeper explanation, but the angels who accompanied Yaakov on his journey, when he left, went up, and then the new angels came down.
Okay, so on a pshat of the Dvarim, what Hazal explained in a commentary, that the angel that from Eretz Israel accompany Yaakov Avinu. When they reach the diaspora, when they left the book of Eretz Israel, they have to return back.
Right.
So they're gone up.
Right.
Now came the angel of the diaspora came down to welcome Yaakov Avinu. That's the pshat of the Dvarim. You follow? That's on the pshat.
That's on the
But
shot.
the deeper meaning,
I understand the deeper meaning.
What's hiding behind it? You follow? Is that what you meant? That's what you hear. Am I right, Frank?
I got cut off. What?
Is that what you meant? Is that That's what Hazal explained on the pshat of the Dvarim. מלאכי ישראל מלווים אותו, ומלאכי חוץ לארץ באים לקבלו. Yeah.
Thanks. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Pleasure. Any other question, Rabotai? No. Okay.
Just one more, Rav. Sorry.
Sure. Oh, bechavod.
Just Rav, you mentioned
That's why I'm here for. Bechavod.
Yeah, Rav, you mentioned about the 5 miracles that took place.
That's the word harana. Why did it end up the letters hey?
Yeah, exactly. The at the end. I just wanted right. The one thing you say it was a miracle, but at the well they had this very heavy stone on. Why would they have such a heavy stone on? Maybe they don't want people to think. But maybe it's because the water was already pushing up and that stone had to hold the water down from coming out.
No. So I'll explain it.
Right.
I'll explain why. As I'll explain, why do you cover water? As I'll explain that when you have water, that today it doesn't applicable, okay? But in the olden days, you shouldn't leave a water in a cup that uncovered.
Right.
The Mekubalim still do that. If you look at Kabbalistic rabbi, what they do when you give them a water, they always put a finger and a drop of water. Has v'shalom, if there is anything, it's more mystical, okay? As I'll explain, that the main reason to cover water, that snake not gonna come and put poison on it, and then you're gonna drink it. You know? So they used to put all the time, they used to cover the well with stone, that you should not find there scorpion or snake that put a poison. And then when you draw the water from the well, there isn't a poison and people can be died. So they didn't want snake or scorpion. That's it. And that's what they used to put it on.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you.
Shut up. Go. Any other question, Rabotai? No. Rabotai, I hope that you enjoyed the show. I hope that you benefit from it. I hope that's going to give you a different way to look at Shabbat, at Parashat Vayetze. Just to mention to those of you that can join us on Shabbat, Yeshiva College in a big shul, an hour before Milcha. It's around, I'm going to be there from 10 to 5 usually. I come earlier to answer question, and then we'll give the shiur. The shiur is live at Yeshiva College on Shabbat at hour before Mincha in a big shul. You're all welcome. It's a private invitation. I know that Louis, for example, can't join us, but I hope to see you one day, Louis, back with us when you come to visit us in South Africa. I hope that you're going to join. Ezrat Hashem. Good. In the meantime, Rabotai, I would like to thank all of you, to thank each one of you individually for joining the show, to wish you all Shabbat Shalom. May please God, we going to have a beautiful Shabbos, a Shabbos that's going to be blessed. Shabbat Shalom u'mevorechet, a Shabbat of peace and blessing, that we're going to hear good news, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will have mercy on the Hatufim, that means those people that been kidnapped, those people that get injured, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will heal them and will release those people that in captivity, Bri'im v'shlemim, healthy, okay, and complete health. That means shlemim with all the organ. That Be'ezrat Hashem will see miracle before Shabbat, and we hear that HaKadosh Baruch Hu done mercy and compassion with us. And with Kol Amo Bet Israel, with all of those that injured, and the most important, that he will send us Mashiach Tzidkenu, and then we don't need any more wars, Be'ezrat Hashem. That will be a peaceful Shabbat to Kol Amo Israel, B'chol Makom Shem, wherever the Jews are. Have a good Shabbos, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Good night. Thank you.
Good night. Have a good Shabbos.
Thank you, Rav. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.